Shibarium can burn how much Shiba Inu? Can Shiba Inu get to 1 cent on that amount? That being said, I have already made videos talking about the 1 cent dream, and in those videos I stressed that the 1 cent dream was a farce. I know that math videos are your favorite type of videos, so let's try to figure out what's going on with us right now. Of course, things could change, and we'll talk about how they could change for the better and for the worse, right? We're going to look at the choices again. It could be better or worse, and try to figure out when Shiba Inu might burn through a lot of its circulating supply. I only ask that you smile at me and hit the like button. Also, keep in mind that everything in this movie is just for fun. Before you decide to invest, you should always do your own research. I hope you're having fun. I know that math movies can be a little dull when we have to do the math, but some people find math hot. I think I heard some explosions outside, but do not worry, there were no sirens. There were only blasts, and they seem to be coming from the west, right? The cryptocurrency market is very volatile today, with many assets going up. There is a lot of green here, with Bank 20% Cardano, 20% Matic 7%, XRP 4%, Shiba Inu 4%, Doge 5%, and they keep going up in sync. Sol 10% and AVAX 15% are also going up huge amounts, so the market is moving very quickly. Bitcoin went up 2%, so it's still at 44,000. It hasn't reached 45,000 yet, but it did break through this new high of 44,600, so it's possible that it will happen in the next few days. Fridays have historically been good for the crypto market, so we'll see how this goes, but that's just for now, right? Right now, we're talking about what might happen. Let's take a look. If we go to Shibarium scan and look at the recent transactions and the daily transactions, this video might be a little longer because we need to do some math, which will take some time, so please bear with me. I need to explain a lot of things because they're important and you can't just say them. Just randomly, okay? Since we got the move up, we've mostly seen 7s, 7.6, 7.8, and a little bit yesterday before 7.5. That means that the number of transactions has pretty much stayed the same at 7.6 million a day. The number was very, very low before that, right? So at that time, the network wasn't crowded, and gas fees were very, very low, almost nothing. It's interesting. By the way, I've seen a lot of tweets from people who are now going to use Shibarium because they're thinking, wow, look at all the transactions. There must be something good there. These are people who are experiencing FOMO. They're using Shibarium and not paying almost any gas fees with BONA. And they're thinking, wow, this is great. I might use this from now on. So far, for the huge amount that is being gathered, there hasn't been a burn yet. Lucy tweeted, SHIB will soon burn. SHIB, wait for the SHIB magazine, which is meant to come out in, I think, 2 days. That means that it's now the 8th, though for me it's the early 9th because it's 1:30 in the morning, so I think it's on the 10th. This person said it would happen in 2 days, but it might happen in the next few days. So far, they've collected $1.2 million worth of Shiba Inus to be burned. Let's take away that $70,000, which is now, nebulable. Is that careless? I think so. It doesn't matter much now in terms of percentage, right? Let's do the math. Okay, let's do a normal math. Right, and say that we've had the total number of transactions per day, or we can look at the total number of transactions and say, hey, listen, before this pop up, I think there were only about 4 or 5 million, so once more, let's say there were 60 million transactions. Let's move it down, right? So let's say there were 60 million transactions in total, right? Where's the problem? We burned 60 million transactions, so let's say 1.2 million. We can take away the 70,000, right? That's 1.13 million, right? You know what? I want to take all the days since we popped up. Right, I think what happened before doesn't matter anymore, so let's take the total amount. Let's take 1.2 million. Okay, so it's also with today. So it's kind of hard because we don't know how many transactions will happen today, but we can guess it'll be around 7.6 million. So let's leave out this day because it's kind of lower. it's at 1,000,000. So let's start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. As of today, August 8 days. So let's divide that number by 8. That gives us about $150,000 a day. And I think it's more since we started keeping track of it. For example, I remember that just a few days ago, we were at $300,000. I'll play the video. So I just realized that I made the video on December 7th, but it could have been December 6th, because the date on the screen says December 7th, or it could have been after 12 a.m. So let's say it was December 6th. That's 2 days ago, so December 8th. That means it's grown by almost $1 million in 2 days. So this $150,000 is a little off. Let's say around $200,000. Now let's step it up a notch. Let's say we make $200,000 a day. If we keep doing this, and it could be a lot more, we're doing this. This is, it's hard to figure out again because there have been days when we've made more money because the network got busier and charged us more. So the fees went up and we had more burns. It depends, but let's say you make a $200,000. That's about $6 million a month, assuming you work 30 days a month on average. Of course, we made $1 million in 2 days, so this could be a lot more. I'm going to talk about the low end first. Let's divide that by Shiba Inu, which is 0.0. Let's make it easy. 1, that gives us $600 billion Shiba Inu a month. Again, this is the low end of the situation. It could be a 300,000 or 400,000, and then we get 1.2 trillion or 0.8 trillion, depending on, if we took a 200,000, if it's on 400,000 or 600,000. So it's more. So let's multiply that number by 12. Okay, so let's say that's where we are now. That's $7.20 trillion Shiba Inu burned every year. Again, this is the low end. This is just one project, the SHIB Club, Market Wolf Finance, which is the project that has been minting these SRC20. You could call them the ordinals, I think. I don't know if that's the right word for the SRC20, but whatever you want to call them, right? Shiba Inu is almost over, and that worries me. It's almost at 99%. So the question is whether they'll keep minting other things that are at 0 and 0.2. Are people going to mint this? Or will the website or project mint these things? That's a question. So this could change. For example, when I look at the transactions, I always see the ticker symbol, SHIB. It's possible that every time I press it, it says SHIB by accident because it's doing so much SHIB, but that worries me a little. What happens when SHIB is over?